Welcome back to Med Audio. In this review I'm going to compare 4 DACs that span a wide variety of price range, from entry level to high end. We will explore the difference in the designs, the features, and most importantly the sound quality. Whether you are just starting the audio journey or you are looking for a good digital to analog converter, this video should help you to choose the right DAC for you. The reasons I choose these 4 DACs is really simple. RME has always been my reference point when it's come to neutrality, both for hi-fi and headphones listening. Recently SPL sent me the Diamond, a high-end DAC that impressed me with its sonic quality, as we will see. However, it does require a well-matched setup to truly shine. Then we have iFi, a well-known names in the headphone listening world. If you have been following my channels, you probably saw my review of the Hip Dac 3, which is my reference portable DAC, a DAC that I'm using almost every day. And finally there is FOSI Audio, a budget-friendly brand that consistently offers excellent value, delivering high-quality products at an affordable price. All DACs reviewed today are really compact, as we are going to see. The SPL is slightly larger, but it still falls within a half-full rack size. And this gives you a good starting point to choose the right DAC based on the space you have available. Here you will find a quick comparison table to help you to understand the available inputs and outputs, as well features, since they vary from model to model. FOSI is the only one coming with the HDMI ARC and the options for op-amp rolling. iFi and RME are the only DAC in this lines up with a headphones output. RME stands out as the only model featuring a parametric equalizations, while the SPL is unique in offering dual optical and coaxial inputs. Starting with the FOSI ZD3, and I was really impressed by this beautiful OLED display. It's clear and easy to read. The volume knobs feel smooth when turned, and the overall build quality is solid and flawless. The designs of the Z models I find that stands out compared to the other FOSI audio models, giving it a sleek and refined appearance. It's also come with a remote control, so you can use it as a preamp once you set the bypass switch to off. FOSI Audio sent me the anniversary edition, which features also the JRC4590D Op-amps together with the standard LME 49720. Later I will explain you the difference and why I prefer the standard op-amps. For those interested in op-amp rolling, there are other models available on the market, but I have only tested these 2 so far. Replacing op-amps is very simple even for beginners. FOSI has created an excellent step-by-step video guide, which I will link in the descriptions for anyone interested. Moving to the beautiful iFi Zen DAC 3 that is coming without a power supply because it will take the supply directly from the USB-C input. And unlike other models that use ESS server or AKM chips, is built around a bar brown DAC chip. It comes with notable features like an headphones output, since including a built-in headphones amplifier, and right off the bat I have to say that the headphones audio quality didn't impress me. I tested both 6.3 output and the balanced one, but I was expecting something a little bit more, at least on the level of the Hip Dac 3, the portable Hip Dac 3. But I found it to be quite laid back and lacking in dynamics. That said, I use it primarily on my desktop solutions as editing headphones amplifier for my Sennheiser HD 560S, and in that context it performs well, offering a neutral sound profile suitable for detailed work. Solid metal case, really compact, smaller than the ZD3, so as you see, is really small, makes it an excellent choice for a desktop setup. Despite the lack of remote control, I decided to test it also in iFi stereo with the fixed gain settings, which is selectable from the back. I also really like these updated premium designs compared to the older models. I found to be a step up in aesthetics. We also reviewed the Zen Phono 3, which is my entry-level phono amp, and it's absolutely fantastic. Do check out the review if you are interested. One thing to say, the Zen DAC 3, it only features a USB-C input. Generally we have USB-B. So if you are looking for alternative connections like optical or coaxial, it's not the most versatile in that regard. Then we have the RME ADI-2 DAC FS, and guys, this was my reference since years. I use it virtually for everything, measurements with Rumeku Wizard, editing, reviews both for stereo and headphones, due to its purely neutral sound. This last generation features the ESS Sabre DAC chip, which can identify by the C at the end of the serial number. If you recall, there was a fire at the AKM factory some times ago, making their chips scarce. This shortage forced companies like RME to switch to ESS Sabre, as in this model. I haven't directly compared the two models, but I think there is not so much difference. RME designed it to be at least very closer. I won't go in details here about the headphones of the RME is excellent, dynamic and neutral, making it suitable for any headphones. Doesn't matter if dynamic or planar. We have reviewed many headphones with the RME, so it's not just a great DAC but also an excellent headphones amplifier, which makes it nearly unbeatable at its price point. The design is quite simple, really classic, with a small display that allows you to explore a wide range of configurations, such as built-in parametric 5 bands parametric equalizations and the possibility also to change the DAC filter. It's the only DAC among the ones that reviewed today that gives you this level of customizations. The other have a fixed filter that can't be adjusted. And yes, the filters impact the sound quality since it's going also to change the frequency response. Personally, I usually stick with the default SD sharp filter, as RME claim is offering the widest and most linear frequency response and lowest latency. I still can't understand how RME ends up with such unintuitive menu navigation system using the front buttons. Even after all these years, I still struggling to find the right button. SPL with Diamond practically completed all the stereo lineup, offering a range of products from preamplifiers to power amplifiers on varying power levels. I've also reviewed the powerful M1000 mono amps on my channels. The only thing that is probably missing in this lineup is an integrated amplifier, stereo amplifier, and I really hope to see one in the future. Diamond is the only DAC among today's selections that comes in a multiple finishes. It features SPL signature classic constructions, still compact, though slightly larger than the others, and with stellar build quality. SPL Diamonds that arrived to me in the last release, the V2, mounting the new DAC 768 V2, equipped with the latest generations of the premium DAC chip, the AK4493 SEQ from Hasaki Kesei. Did I pronounce it well? I hope. If not, sorry. Previously AK4490, supporting the playback of PCM signals up to 768 kHz, up to 768 kHz, and TSD signals up to TSD 512. There are two keynotes to note about this DAC, both of which required a little bit of attention during setup. The first concerns the output level. This DAC is a powerhouse. After discussing it with the designers, I learned that it's engineered to produce an output voltage of, sorry, I have to read this, 0 dB FS equal to 15 dBu, that is equal to 4.356 volt. This could mean that you will need a good preamp sections in an integrated amplifier or a good preamp to avoid clipping problems. I mention this because I ran into this issue when I connected it to the Audiolab 7000A integrated amplifier. The problem was resolved by disabling the fixed gain mode and adjusting the volume using the front knob. I set it to about 3/4, which matched the output level of my other DACs. How you notice that was matching the other DACs? Well, I measured the output voltage on the single-ended output to match the other DACs, and since then any problem with the 7000A. This issue mainly occurs with budget preamps with my higher end models like my Cambridge Audio NQ preamp, my Master Sounds tube amplifier, the 220, absolutely any problem. The second point involves switching between different tracks with different samples rates. During these transitions there is a slight clicking coming from the DAC. It's not particularly bothersome, and it only happens when moving between tracks with different sample rates. In my Ever Solo video, I demonstrated using a sample rate delay to make this transition seamless. Nothing major, but if you have probably an high-end streamer, these features is already built in. And now let's move to sound quality. Starting with the FOSI ZD3 is producing a lively sound that is a bit bright, probably, bringing out good details for its price point, especially in upper mids and treble. These presentations is giving to any track, any music genre a crispy tonality, making vocals stand out and instruments shine. However, imaging and depth of field didn't particularly impress me, especially when compared to its closest rival, the iFi Zen DAC 3, though to be fair it's in line with the asking price. Bass response is good enough in definition, while the mid-range is clear and articulated, allowing vocals to shine without sounds too much tinny. I didn't find the soundstage to be particularly open and wide. Instead it feels more compact, yet still maintains a sense of realism. ZD3 energetic sound profile might not appeal to everyone, especially if you lean towards warmer, more laid-back presentations. Fortunately, it's possible to tweak a little bit the sound with the op-amp rolling. I only had the JRC amps on hand, which produce a smoother but still somewhat artificial sound. So I stuck with the standard one for their details and clarity. Interesting to notice, both measured an identical frequency in room response, by the way, as we can see here. I know there are plenty of op-amps options out there, and if you guys have any experience with other type of op-amps, please let it down in the comment sections below. Overall, ZD3 offering an excellent sound quality for the asking price. Perfect for those who enjoy a bit of sparkle and excitement in their sound, all at a very reasonable price. Moving to the iFi Zen DAC 3, here iFi has done an excellent job, though I was not particularly impressed with the headphone sections. Where it truly distanced itself from the FOSI audio is in his more expansive soundstage, which is also deeper and more detailed. Comparative frequencies response measurements in my room showed an even livelier top end than the FOSI, but without any harshness. It's airy and open instead. Certain instruments like cymbals can come across as very lively, so proper pairing is essential in my opinion. If you are after a DAC that is providing warmth, especially on the top end, I'm afraid this might be not the one for you. That said, the imaging is excellent, very precise and focused, allowing for accurate positioning even in complex passages. For these reasons, I will probably use it for balance a more dark tonality iFi system. The FOSI doesn't deliver the same level of three-dimensionality. The iFi, by contrast, creates a much more spacious and immersive sound. In conclusions, if op-amp rolling is not your thing, and you are after a clear and open listening experience, I'd say the Zen DAC 3 is a valid alternative to the FOSI Audio ZD3. Raising the bar quite a bit, so from 200 to 250, 1 grand, probably a little bit more. Apologize for the gap, I will find in the future something in the 500 price range. We arrive at the RME ADI-2 DAC FS. Here the main difference lies in the neutral and more natural response compared to the DAC we have seen so far. RME delivers truly a neutral and flat sound profile. There is no guesswork involved, it adds nothing of its own, nor does it take anything away. It acts purely like an intermediary between the source and the amplifications, with a one-to-one accuracy that someone might find, I don't want to say it, but probably also sometimes boring. And really I don't mean this in a negative sense at all. In fact, it's a testament to its precision. Every instrument and vocals reproduced by RME sounds more natural and realistic, with zero colorations compared to FOSI or iFi. This is not a DAC designed to make you fall in love with its character. It's rather an highly professional tool. It simply gets everything right, you can go wrong with it. Timbre, musicality, imaging, separations, rhythm, depths, dynamics and delicacy are all handled excellently. I recommend it for those who seek the ultimate in transparency, where the DAC become really invisible in the chain. Now imagine to taking all the positive traits of the RME and adding a touch of magic that make you fall in love at the first sight. Well, that's the SPL Diamond. While the RME is technically excellent and supremely neutral, the Diamond goes further, offering an even more refined experience. It's not only technically superior with a pitch black background, but it's managed to elevate the subject with stunning, lightning-fast micro details. The speed of its performance combined with this huge, immense soundstage that is also much deeper, transported me into an ultra-realistic holographic dimensions. I still remember listening this act by Karajan. Not really my genre, and don't laughing if I'm saying that, you know guys, how I'm a romantic jazz lover. But this kind of music with its 3D presentations is a true test of a component's ability to create a holographic and realistic experience. And SPL Diamond's plays in a completely different league here. Another moment that stood out was when I listened to Gwen Stefani's latest album. I've been following Gwen since 90s, back when she was with No Doubt. She is like fine wine, she's getting better with age. Back to the Diamond, it's the only DAC that pulls off this kind of magic capable of separating and reconstructing even the most commercial non-audiophile music with such energy and precision. So it's really adding something in terms of dynamic and microdynamic, able to make this type of music, also non-audiophile music, sounds really good. The Diamond transient response, dynamic and speed are effortless, making even the most mundane tracks feels elevated. In terms of performance, it's on another level. I agree, a good DAC can make a noticeable difference even in a more affordable setup. I test them in a really from an entry-level setup with my Q Acoustic 5040 up to my more expensive Sonus Faber Serafino setup with my Macintosh and Edge NQ streamer. And I'm placing it tiered in importance. Just behind the speakers and amplifications make a lot of sense to me, since can really impact the sound quality of your overall system. And that's my shootout of the fantastic 4 DACs. Once again, apologize for not including something in the 500 price range, but I will make sure to cover it in the future. In the meantime, if you enjoyed the video, if you have any questions, please let it in the comment sections down below. And as always, to support my channels, hit the like buttons, considering to subscribe to support my work. And see you soon with videos, reviews, everything only for you.